We need a new way of making decisions as communities. Whether it's within our federal government or locally within our schools, the status quo is simply not working. The issue lies within the system itself and the brand of representative democracy that underpins it. Right now, we have nothing to replace it. However, I believe a different form of democratic decision-making is possible, and my research concerns the steps necessary to turn that vision into a reality. So we seem to fundamentally get that we should be able to participate in the decisions that have impact on our lives. We've seen this in the Occupy movement and the plenty of organizations where people are already gathering, discussing ideas, and making communal choices. Yet none of this is translated to a larger long-term shift in Canadian democracy, and this is for two reasons: the lack of practice and the lack of continuity. In order to address these two issues, I propose a partnership between our schools and our public media organization, the CBC. So I think it's fairly obvious to turn to our schools when it comes to a lack of decision-making practice. After all, where better to learn communal decision-making skills than in a learning community where investment and participation are intrinsically high? Some schools are already taking up the challenge, involving students, parents, and teachers in everything from curriculum building to funding to the length and organization of the school day. Yet this continuity quandary persists. Schools like the Windsor House in North Vancouver and Seven Oaks in Winnipeg remain individual instances largely disconnected from one another. What we need is something to tie it all together, and this is where the CBC comes in. Given the CBC's accessibility across Canada and its mandate to develop national consciousness, I believe we can harness the structure and legitimacy of our public broadcaster to weave together these democratic nodes into a larger cross-Canadian narrative of change. To accomplish this, my research focuses on three themes: service, support, and the story. With regards to service, I'll be looking at ways that schools can actually talk to each other across geographic divides. I'll be exploring the creation of online communities, the integration of social media, and closed-loop methods of dialogue. For questions of support, I'll be exploring how to actually run my proposed partnership, including methods of funding, incentivization structures for extended participation, and the regulation necessary to ensure meaningful discourse at the multiple levels of dialogue. Finally, the focus on the story begs the question: how do we create a narrative that binds us as a nation looking for democratic change, while still holding on to that vibrant diversity that underpins our local communities? This question will serve as my theoretical underpinning as I continue to construct new models for locally grounded, large-scale democratic change. There's no good reason to privilege these representative systems of decision-making other than a lack of a better alternative. However, by growing self-governing communities within our schools and tying them together with a partnership with the CBC, I believe we can build the possibility of something better. Thank you.